Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also let's not forget about the new Star Wars TV shows and Star Wars movies that are currently in the works that are really going to intertwine everything with the new Star Wars books, novels, comics, and video games. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So we're now in a very interesting time of Star Wars. I know that the Book of Boba Fett so far is doing pretty well. You know, there are mixed reactions out there, which is okay. I mean, some people out there are even going far as to say that Chapter 3 is the least favorite episode so far, and I've been seeing a lot of that more and more by the fans, but let me know what you think about that Chapter 3 of the Book of Boba Fett below in the comments. Now, when we move on to everything of what's happening with Disney Star Wars behind the scenes between Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas, and how a lot of other creators are coming on board, like Robert Rodriguez and Deborah Chow, and Peyton Reed is coming back, by the way, for new Star Wars projects as well. So there's a lot at hand here. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes in order to really bring Star Wars back in action, and I've been saying this for a very long time now. It's going to take at minimum 3 years of consistent, successful Star Wars stories to really convince the fans that Star Wars is officially back in action and back to its roots. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I believe that we will get there. So, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing has everything to do with what Lucasfilm is currently planning for a new Star Wars project that will be announced in the near future. Alright, this of course is going to involve one of the beloved characters in the Star Wars legacy. So with Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars projects, like Star Wars Andor and even the Kenobi series, it's described, however, that Lucasfilm is currently doing something big with the Star Wars franchise by focusing on a series of new TV shows that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration 2022. Now, currently, Jon and Dave are working closely with George and other creators coming on board of the Star Wars universe to do incredible installments of Star Wars lore. However, one major move by Lucasfilm is said to be something that may be controversial to the fandom with a new Star Wars TV show and project that is going to be set before the events of Episode 1. Now, it's noted that Lucasfilm is getting ready and has plans to recast the character of Obi Wan Kenobi in this new Star Wars project that will focus on his young adult life. The series, however, is not about Obi Wan Kenobi, but will feature the character as a side character to focus on his life before Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and that Lucasfilm is looking at multiple new actors to portray Obi Wan Kenobi. Now, let me stop right here for 1 second, because this is something that I believe some fans out there are going to get very defensive over, and rightfully so. I think that if carefully done and if carefully thought over, it could work. But what Disney should really have done is that they should have really invested the amount of money that they could have in the de-aging technology to be used on Ewan McGregor to portray a far younger version of Obi Wan Kenobi. But that's just my 2 cents. Moving on. So on top of this, alright, now making Lucasfilm, of course, of everything related to Lucasfilm making this new installment in this new project, it's the third live-action version of Obi-Wan on screen this time if they are to recast him successfully. Now, there are also plans of recasting Qui-Gon Jinn with another actor, as they too will be focused on a younger version of that character as well for this new mystery project that is set to focus on the Jedi Council, Coruscant, and even new stories about new Jedi in the mix. It's unclear exactly where this new project will be based, but it is before the events of the prequels, and it is going to be set in a moment in time in which Obi-Wan is not a child but an adult still. Disney wanted to use the de-aging technology on Ewan McGregor to return as Kenobi as his younger self, but that it would be too expensive to do something like that with multiple scenes and screen time beyond a cameo. Now, the series is set to focus on a 20-year-old Obi-Wan Kenobi. Given that he was roughly 25 by the time of Episode 1, they will be focused on a slightly younger version of Obi-Wan. The adventures of Kenobi and Qui-Gon are going to be considered as a side story in the new series that will focus, of course, on multiple new Jedi characters and their quests across the galaxy. So let me just, point one thing out here, is that this most likely is going to really take a lot of aspects from the newer books that were established last year that focuses on the adventures of Obi Wan and Qui-Gon and how we really learned a lot more about their earlier lives. You can see what Lucasfilm is doing now. Basically, what they are doing is that they are going to be incorporating a lot of fan favorite characters into new stories that could very well use some of these time periods or these moments or eras, if you will, that feature many of the beloved characters. A great example is how Yoda is going to be, a big cameo in the Acolyte TV series. So in the Acolyte TV series, we have Yoda appearing in that show. That's one example. If you look at another new Star Wars era that is about to be unveiled at Star Wars Celebration, we have a lot of new eras coming our way that's going to take advantage of the use of bringing in some of those familiar faces to create leverage, if you will, to really kind of give those shows a bit of a boost. And I think it's kind of a smart move. I mean, if you look at everything related to how even the Mandalorian is doing this, we have this post-return of the Jedi era and how it drags in characters like Ahsoka, Luke, etc. It really is making it work. It's kind of making the fans get more interested in all of these new characters, while the familiar faces are actually going to be a big deal as well. So, apart from all of this, alright, so both Qui-Gon Jinn and Kenobi are going to be one focus of many. Lucasfilm also plans to explore Obi-Wan's home world in this new series that focuses on the Jedi stories. Now, Lucasfilm is aiming to drop this sometime in 2025, and that it will be announced at Star Wars Celebration 2023, which is next year. And then this major plan by Lucasfilm is being thought out very carefully, and they want to make sure that they get this, of course, right replacement as Obi Wan Kenobi instead of Ewan McGregor. Now, fans will be excited to know that the new series will also have a special tie-in to Star Wars Legends, and that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will be very involved with this project, and that Disney is focused on bringing in experienced creators only to handle the series. So once again, they're focusing strictly on experienced writers, directors, creators at hand to take care of this new Star Wars TV show. Now, whether or not, it's a good idea to recast Obi Wan Kenobi, that is something that I'm not quite sure about. I'm not really in the moment right now to really answer whether or not it's a good idea. It all depends on who they get to portray Obi-Wan, who really is going to fit the job to do that. I mean, we're kind of back to where we were in 1999, right? Where we got the new Obi-Wan Kenobi by Ewan McGregor. And I gotta say, back in 99, Ewan McGregor grew on me. I mean, I didn't really have any doubts about him in the beginning. Ewan McGregor did a great job in The Phantom Menace. So, if they can pull something like that off again, I do have a lot of hope that they can really do this, but I still feel that they should just stick with that de-aging tech, and they should only stick with Ewan McGregor. That's just my 2 cents. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.